Hey noble ones, welcome to Metatron's Academy. Today I found the video. We are on the channel Jeff Verkus and the title is Learn the New York Accent. Does he even still post? 7 hours ago? Oh yeah, he does. Fantastic. Let's give him a like. So here's the thing. I was like, I don't know, can I trust this guy? He's not from New York, so does he know how to? Well, yeah, the locals tell me I'm from Queens, and this is probably the most accurate video I've ever seen. OMG, dude, you sounded the way I say things in Brooklyn. Great impression, was spot on, completely caught me off guard. As a New Yorker, I'm having a blast saying your example words and having you repeat them perfectly. Yep, it's okay, we can trust it. Let's learn it. Let's see if I can repeat after him. This is gonna be a blast. Yeah, I'm excited. All right, hit me.
You always know you're talking to someone from New York. We're going to learn that New York dialect. Got a good friend to help me out.
He doubled.
Right. It's good to see you.
Nice.
Let's start with resonance. Resonance is the quality of sound you get when you speak. In standard English, it's in the middle of the mouth, right about here.
I think he means general American.
Soft part of your cheeks. The New York dialect is forward and down, right here. The bottom lip protruded. Think a lot of jaw action.
Jaw. A lot of jaw. Jaw.
All right? When you're doing the New York dialect, keep working on it, and it'll come to you eventually. Next is pitch.
Pitch.
Now, there's not a big pitch range in the New York dialect. However, that being said, there's a pitch drop-off often at the end of words.
Off. A drop off.
For instance, I'm going down to the store.
Oh, yeah, yes. Going down to the store.
I don't got a lot of time. You get what I'm saying? You drop off the pitch a little bit.
This is fascinating. He's a fantastic trainer, by the way. Must be like some kind of voice acting trainer because he's good.
And the New York accent tends to be kind of monotone, all right, when you're talking.
Monotone.
The R drop.
Yep.
Standard English, you got sister, brother. In New York, hey, that's my sister.
That's my sister. Well, I dropped that too. I do say sister. Sister. I guess then there will be a difference in intonation, but yeah.
You messing with my brother?
The
In
face.
standard English, you got the air sound. But in the New York dialect, it goes to wear.
Where?
I ain't gonna wear that to the prom. The ear sound gets the ear sound.
So that's interesting because I would say if it's the W-H-E-R-E, I would say where. But if it's W-E-R-E, so the past tense, I would say were. So where versus were. But I did hear some people in England say where as well. So it sort of depends, I think, on social class, perhaps. Or maybe not.
The deer's ear becomes deer's ear.
Deer's ear.
The deer's ear.
The deer's ear.
The or sound goes to ooah,
Really?
like more and bore. I want some more. What's for dinner? We gonna have some boar?
I love the look. I love it. Some boa?
The R sound goes to ah.
Oh, interesting. Ah.
The car, the bar becomes, I'm gonna drive my car down to the bar. Get a
The bar.
drink.
Get a drink. So, yeah, that would be different because I would say car. So I guess it's lower. Car. Like class. Glass. Car. So there is a commonality there when it comes to the non-rhotic aspect of it, whereby the R is not. It's dropped. But it's interesting, the register, how high the vowel is where, this is fascinating. I'm loving it. I love this.
I feel like a star.
I feel like a star. Star. I can't even do it. I don't even sound like him when I try to do it.
However, when the R sound is followed by a vowel or a Y, you keep the R in there. For example, I'm going to park my car in the garage.
Car in the garage. Okay, so people do that, or in the garage would be the other way to say it. People do that in England too. In fact, this is called the ghost R, I think, by linguists. And the reason why I reference to England is I'm not English, but that's where I picked up my English. So not that means that I have a pure English accent. You can tell I'm not from England, but I think you can also tell that that's where I picked it up, I would imagine. So, and I'm referencing to that because that's my experience. Now I live in the US, but I did live in the UK. And one thing I noticed is that people either pronounce the R when it's followed by a vowel, like in this case, for instance, a car under a bridge. A car under a bridge. Is there a car under a bridge? Or you could substitute it with a glottal stop. A car under. A car under. Is there a car under? Is there a car under the bridge? So some people do that, but I think most people would put an R in there. But of course, under, on its own, the R is dropped.
The R is still there, in the car. The car. I'm going to park my car in the garage. Sometimes an R gets thrown into a word. For example, I saw it.
Yeah, they do that in England too. I saw it. Or like law and order instead of law and order. Law and order. So people do that too, like another commonality.
Did you see it? Because I saw it.
Because I saw it. Saw it. I don't do it well. I'll have to practice it.
In an ethnic, lower class New York neighborhood, you get the ER turning to the OI sound. Like bird and thirsty become foisty.
I love how he goes, huh? He's very serious about it. Thoisty. I'm thoisty. I love it. I freaking love it. Thoisty. What do you say? Woiking? Woik. I'm woiking here. I'm woiking here. Sausage.
The Boyd.
Wow.
In other parts.
The Boyd, I wouldn't recognize it. Like up to now, anything that he has said with the accent, I would absolutely understand it. But Boyd for bird, I wouldn't recognize. I never hear people say it though. Whenever we go to New York, I think it's because it's probably like a newer generation now tend to speak more general American, which to me is kind of a shame because I love this kind of. Maybe if it's a grandpa,
you just keep the hard R in the word. Boyd just stays bird.
Okay,
and
depends.
Thirsty is just thirsty. Hey, I'm thirsty. Look at the bird.
Thirsty. So there's a little sh. Thirsty. So yeah, it depends, I guess.
E replaces the T. For example, latter or British equals ladder. British.
Ladder. British. I can't help but seeing Tom Cruise, by the way. This guy looks a lot like him. Ladder. So that's called flapping, this phenomenon. It has a specific term for it. When the T is pronounced like a soft D, it's how usually linguists consider it. Not just a D, it's a soft D. And so when you say beauty instead of beauty. Yeah, so they do it in an Australian accent too. In England, I don't think I've ever heard anyone having flapping. So I don't think British accents do, but when I say British accents, I mean I extend it on purpose. In England, I know in Wales, Scotland, do they do it? I don't think they do. No, I think flapping is common to America, Australia. I am not aware whether they do it with a Kiwi accent or not. That'd be very interesting. If you know, let me know in the comments.
If you're using a super stereotypical New York accent, sometimes it's cool to use the glottal stop.
Oh yeah, I love glottal stops.
Now I'll go more into detail on the glottal stop when I talk Scottish, which is a fun accent.
Or Cockney.
Take words like pretty or butter.
Pretty. Butter.
Become pretty.
Pretty.
Butter.
Butter. Yeah, they do that in England sometimes, depending on... Maybe I'd say that, yeah, in London, for instance, Cockneys use this a lot, like water. When it comes to maybe all the way up to estuary, kind of middle class, sometimes they still do it. I've got a lighter. Lighter, yeah. But then it's so interesting because glottal stop, it depends on the word. Because when you hear someone say, you've got a lighter, got some water, it sounds low class. And yet, there are some glottal stops that are used even by the upper class and kind of posh speech and be like, no, yeah, for instance, network and British. These two are absolutely fine and do not make you sound low class. That's magic. Literally, welcome to Hogwarts. Why? Since it's the same thing. At the end of the day, a glottal stop is, uh-oh, that is a glottal stop. That's it. But in the cartoons, when you hear, uh-oh, that's a glottal stop. Excellent example of it. But it's so fascinating that woa makes me sound like I've never opened a book in my life, but network makes me sound, oh, you're so sophisticated. How many PhDs have you got? If you go, I don't know.
Of course, there's dropping the G in the ing. Playing and singing become, I'm playing and singing. That's all you gotta know.
That's all you gotta know.
If you really want to go extreme New York,
please,
and have a caricature that you want to play, the oi sound, like oil, gets an added R. For instance, oil becomes oil.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'm going to change the oil.
Oil.
I don't talk like that, but some people do. The D replaces the voiced and the voiceless TH.
Yeah, he's absolutely linguistic training, 100% can spot it.
The other day becomes the other day.
Oh, that's so much easier for non-native speakers. Like, literally, it was a nightmare to learn. Well, not a nightmare, but it was something I struggled with a little bit. The in father. The other day makes it so much easier.
The other day, I was walking to the park, and I saw a pretty girl, and I looked up, and a boy was up there. Now, in this tutorial, I'm not going to go into detail on the voiced and voiceless TH, but I got a link below that you can get the actual PDF printout. I
love this guy. Like, he looks so, I don't know, he gives me like a voice trainer / old school actor. He's great. He's great. I really like him. I'm gonna subscribe.
And it explains it. It's pretty simple. It's worth it. It's free. I like this one. The short O goes to the ah sound. It tends to be an intense, unrounded sound in the lower part of the mouth. Like stop in orange, turn to stop, orange.
Oh, wow. Stop, orange. Yeah, don't they say olives? Stop, mom. I think they have a different way to say mum. Mum, I don't know.
The aw sound gets stretched out further to the bottom part of the mouth, and it gets like a W in front of it. So lost and flawless become lost. Flawless.
I love it. Lost. Flawless.
Hey, I'm lost.
I've lost.
I thought this was a flawless plan. You like that?
Like that? Yeah.
Now the long I gets changed to an oi. It's not as intense as the Cockney, which is another accent I'll go over. But when the I is followed by a voiced consonant, like bride.
Consonant. Even the way he speaks normally, consonant.
Or time, or mine. It gets switched to the oi sound. For example, pride, fine, dime.
Dime.
You had a W coming in there? Now again, to remind you, the voiced consonants, I'll list them all on that document. Just hit the link below. You can get a PDF of a hard copy, everything we covered here.
Hard copy.
When the long I is followed by a voiceless consonant, like pike, it doesn't change at all. It just gets that hard long I. For example, bike, sight, ripe. Really drive into that long I sound. Remember the monotone New York? Go down in pitch at the end of the word. Pike, Mike. You having fun with this? I thought so. So there you go. Tips for the New York dialect. Subscribe down below.
This guy's great. This guy's phenomenal. Okay, that was nice. That one, I already gave him this. I'm going to subscribe. I'm going to give him a comment. Let's type, hey, this was awesome, just to use an American word. You are a star, said with the New York accent, of course. There you go. All right, number one's fun and short, but I'm going to continue. I think next I'm going to try and learn the Australian accent. How about that? Bye.